What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to episode 113 of what I say 543 questions and 2,100 and I don't know 62 songs. With me tonight is Patrick.
Can
Used to
he
be
say
the
it?
McElravy.
My man. Good job. Good job.
Want to know how I remember it?
How's that?
Because gravy sounds with like gravy.
You gotta have that gravy, baby. You gotta have that gravy.
I was gonna say AKA the Rooster, but I
Oh,
don't
we're
think.
still the rooster. It's a transparent hair blend.
So, a little insight into the temporary name of the show. I never ask 3 questions, even though it's called 3 questions in a song. And Patrick is releasing with collaborations and his own stuff about 2,162 songs this month. So,
Sounds about right.
so that's where we're at. So let's jump right in on that. You have collaborated with a ton of artists all
Yes.
over the world. How does that come about?
I don't know. People, for whatever reason, want my crappy voice on their beautiful music, and they hit me up, and they're like, "Hey, you wanna sing a part?" And it's kind of like they're dangling the Twinkie in front of the fat guy, and I'm just like, give me that Twinkie, let's get it. It's weird. It's something. I mean, it's that has been going strong for about 4 or 5 years now. And it's just still something that blows my mind. But I haven't been out of work, so I guess I'm fortunate.
You
but
you
it,
you have been on a couple of tracks that we featured recently on my
yes,
show.
sir.
Um, you were on Black Widow with
Yep.
Di Gregorio, which
Yes.
was Pennsylvania Rock Show, I think 2 episodes ago.
Yes, sir.
And you were also on I'm
Skies
gonna
of
blank it.
Terror,
Skies of
Invincibility
Terror.
Code.
That's it. I was trying
Yep.
to remember the name of the song. Thank you.
Yes.
And I was like, he keeps showing up. Maybe I should just talk to him again.
Oh, dude. Well, those two were pretty cool because Susie, I'm terrible at it. How do you Di
Di,
Gregorio?
Di Gregorio.
Okay, yeah. She had reached out to me last year. I think I'm gonna say it was like right at the beginning of summer because she was working on the CP and she's like, "Hey, I need some of your grit and growl." I'm like, "I got you." And I think we were originally supposed to have it done like end of June, early July, but because of me, it ended up getting pushed out and whatnot. I think end of summer we finally wrapped it up, but it was definitely a really cool track because it's very, very different from what I'm normally involved in. So it's always kind of cool to e- experiment with different styles, like because it's not my normal shtick. Like I would record something and it's crap. Go back. I bet you I got 25 batches of vocals of me trying to record before I would finally send her anything, and she was happy. The track come out pretty solid, so that was hype. That was a cool thing to be a part of. And then the Skies of Terra track that was like 4 years in the making. I didn't think that was crazy how that song, but well, it's one of them things. It's kind of like it's taken forever, but then I feel like if Cletus hadn't have gone down all the avenues and stuff, everything we went through for that track, I feel like it needed that time to come out the way it did. And boy, did it come out. Oh, it smacks like a 10-ton freight train, dude. It just hits. Everybody so far has been loving it, been giving them guys their props. I mean, I was already a fan of Skies of Terror, obviously, back in the day when I ran Brutal Business Entertainment. I signed them, obviously. But Cletus and Justin, because it's just the two of them now, like them guys with Trinity and Invincibility Codes, like they've really upped their game. I'm super, super proud of those guys. It's definitely a different beast. And it's, they're definitely, if they keep on trucking the way they're trucking, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, for real.
I feel like just because it's my show and I can do what I want to,
Okay.
I feel like on the podcast version of this, I think I'm gonna play Invincibility Code before we talk, and then we'll have our little chat we're having right now, and
That
then we'll
sounds good.
play,
Yeah, I like it.
Far Away, and then at the end we'll play Black Widow.
Sounds good. I like it. Yeah, that song
So
definitely needs to be. Everybody needs to listen to that track. It's a bomb track. It went, like I said, it was 4 years in the making, and it come out. Oh man, the boys done did good on that one.
I do want to show you something.
Okay.
So and I'm gonna press play here.
You know, the local media has an agenda that they're going to serve. I don't know who's in charge of it or what it is, if it's like a headless monster.
You know, I was pretty happy with that one Gerbils the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That video clip, a coworker found that. I can't remember how he found that, but he was like, he sent it to me. He's like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." 2019, September 2019. Yep.
Yeah, that
Blast from the past.
I don't take much video, so and I needed video for my intro for the PA Rock show. So you're in it.
Oh, yeah.
You and Chip and the Charge Ups and Creep.
I like it. I like it.
But anyway, so we're like almost 8 minutes into this thing, and I really haven't asked you any of my normal questions and oddball things, and I feel like it's been a while since you've been on, so I probably haven't even asked you this question ever, which is weird because you've been on quite a few times. And if I did ask it, pretend like I didn't.
Sounds good, my friend. Sounds good. Fire away.
Okay. So I need to know what the best pizza is that you've had because you're a musician.
Best pizza that I've had because I'm a musician. I don't know if it's the best, but typically when we play down, and myself or Non-Stitch Method, if we play down on East Carson Street, the ritual is we always go to Sal's Pizza. We always get a slice of pizza, and we get the Jamaican beef pocket.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, dude, that next time you and I end up in Pittsburgh, which we'll make it happen. You're going to Sal's, and you're going to have a pocket, and you are going. There's a name for it, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But yeah, Sal's Pizza. That's where we always go. I haven't been down to East Carson Street in forever. I don't even know if it's open anymore. So many places close. Have closed down that road. Like what was the Bridge Music Bar? Is that what it's called? I think that just closed recently. Subalpine closed recently. Week. Yeah. Subalpine closed a couple months ago, last year, something like that. Black Forge. Is Black Forge still around? I think they closed down the big. No, yeah. Well, that's all.
The Black Forge that was in the Rocks closed.
Yeah,
and then the original one has a new name and is just doing coffee, I believe.
Well, that's why, that's why I've been throwing shows up here at Double Deal and Deuce. It's nothing, crazy, but it's a nice, it's a decent, it's a nice bar. It's got decent parking. Food's great. The drinks are good. We've been able to pay the artists relatively decently, versus like, hey, we made $10 at the door. How about the 5 of you band split it? Like the bands have been able to walk out with, gas money and some, food and drink, in their bellies and whatnot. So we've done pretty good. We've done pretty good up here, and we're just going to keep trucking. I've kind of just, like I said, it's just been one of them things. Like so many places have closed over the last couple of years, even, post-COVID, obviously. I've just kind of been like, okay, we have this here. Let's make something happen, give people a place to play, you know. And so far, our shows have been pretty good. We've had a couple clunkers, but I mean, turnouts have been relatively decent, you know what I mean? And the owners of Double Deal and Deuce are like, whatever you want, dude. You know, Ron and Sue have been awesome, you know, letting me just kind of come in and do whatever I want. And, you know, we bring them, you know, good business and whatnot. You know, like I said, all of our shows have been, you know, just good times and good vibes, no real drama or anything, you know. So we're just going to keep plugging away at it.
So I do have another question for you, and it gives me a chance to bring up a Build the Scene radio show sponsor.
Okay.
And in case anyone hasn't figured it out, my radio station on buildthescene.com has kind of dissipated. But if you go to buildthescene.com, there is still a radio station there. I'm just sharing with Music from the 412, most because I was doing twice the work and I got annoyed.
Can't say I blame you, my friend.
So every time I got a song, I was uploading it to two different places, and it was wasting time that I didn't have to waste.
Yep.
Anyway, so you can go to buildscene.com/radio. You will be able to listen to unsigned and local music. You're also going to hear some music from majors, but the stuff you're going to hear isn't what you would hear on commercial radio. We like to pick out some deep dives to steal Bonnie Diver's deep dives into the, in her case, the, why am I blanking on it now? I was going to use a genre and I can't think what it's called now. That's great.
Deathcore, math metal.
No, definitely not. We Came from Space is that genre. Rush.
Prog, progressive.
Yes, thank you. Progressive rock. She calls it a deep dive into prog, her show. But we take a deep dive into everything.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Sorry.
But anyway, where I was headed with this before I turned left there, one of the sponsors of the Build the Scene radio show, which happens Wednesday nights on Music from 412, that plays all unsigned local bands from 8 p.m. until midnight. Sometimes I'm DJing live. Sometimes I programmed it. You know, in the summer, you'll probably hear me live more often. But anyway, one of the sponsors is DI Records out of Pittsburgh. And you have some involvement there. And I don't know exactly what your involvement is. So,
I mean, at this point, I'm part owner. I work as sort of a liaison, just kind of like with the show promoting and whatnot. Like if one of our, because we have, where like Brutal Business Entertainment was mainly located in Pittsburgh, most of our artists, like we have people all over, you know, statewide, you know, across the country, and then internationally as well. And, you know, like sometimes whenever we have our guys coming through, you know, like I'll, you know, throw the show for them, make sure they're paid and hooked up and everything. A lot of times, like if I have some bread to bring to the table that can be of some use to the bands, I'll bring that to Dakota and whatnot. But mainly I'm just an artist nowadays. Artist or a show promoter. That's pretty much my shtick nowadays. But yeah, DI is going strong. We've got a lot of cool bands on that roster.
We have, I don't know how, we have pages upon pages of DI Records or tracks on Music from 412.
Yeah, one of the bands that's on the roster, I believe they're down from the Baltimore area, Devil in Disguise. I don't believe they just dropped a new single today, and they're going to be coming up here next month. We'll be announcing the show here within the next couple days. So that's really exciting. They're a very, very talented band and really nice guys too.
Yeah, we just uploaded them. I'm going to use that screen I showed you earlier here in a moment.
Let it rip.
Let's see if I can get it to work. Let's see here. Okay, so bear with me, people that are not watching the video. And those of you are, you still have to bear with me because I do not have on the screen what I want on the screen yet. There we go. Okay, so we're looking at buildascene.com as soon as I slide it over. There we go. And I need to change some things, so bear with me still. Where is it? Transform. Reset. There we go. Okay, now we're looking at buildascene.com. And let me double check. Okay, so now I need to make me big. So hold on one second, Patrick. They'll still be able to hear you. Oh, no.
That's a lot of you.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that. Did that fix it? Oh, it went away. I need to turn on another monitor to make this work, apparently. This is going great. Hold on one second.
It's not a Seethe anything without some sort of technical difficulties.
My monitor is taking forever to turn on. There it goes. Let's see if I can fix this. Sort of, maybe. There we go. So Reality Suite.
Yep.
Is a DI Records band. That might be it on that page. After all of that, we did recently add a ton of bands from DI Records.
To be fair, Reality Suite is worth the hassle. They're a talented band, very, very talented. They just opened. I think it was last year. They opened up for Nickelback. Nickelback handpicked them to open up for them. I think it was it was a big famous date. The Starland at the Ballroom. I can't remember. It was big. It was a big deal, and they crushed it, knocked it out of the park as they always do.
Okay, here we go. I am looking at on one of my many screens that you guys can't see. I am looking at the tracks for music from 412, and we actually have a DI Records category just so that I can go in and select bands from DI Records. And we have 193 tracks from DI Records bands, which is probably the most of any record company, I would guess, that isn't signed, because I'm sure they overlap some there. But we had the new legendary song from Reality Suite. We have a whole bunch of Scarecrow Hill. Let me bring Patrick back up. There we go. We have, you have to give me a minute. Lilium Dust, Anna Chiara, Frequency Within, The Unresolved. These are all just added recently. Vanna Black, Devil in Disguise, their track Rise, which is the new one.
Yep.
Unwanted Downfall, Megan Pennington, some Sharon, Moonshine Jasmine, Lives Lost, some more Lilium Dust, Into Sunday, Frantic Endeavor, and some of these may be alumni, some of them current, but yeah, we have 7 pages, 193 tracks, all from DI Records.
I like it.
And I don't think I have any of the Seethe stuff marked DI Records.
If you had all of the Seethes, I think total right now of songs that I have out, I think I have like 60, something like that.
We definitely do not have. Let's see.
I'm not saying all of them are good, but yeah, I think I have like total of I think it's like 60 tracks or something that are out now via Seethe.
We have Perch, Circles, Anywhere But Here, Piece by Piece.
Oh, those are oldies. I was like,
and Black Widow featuring Seethe.
Yeah.
Seethe.
What about this Skies of Terror song on there too, or is this in the DI folder?
Well, I just searched Seethe.
Okay. Then
You're
plus
right.
the couple that I just sent you.
Correct, which I haven't uploaded yet. So I have Trinity in there. And I know where's invincibility code? I don't have it in there. I better make sure I have it. I'm positive I have it. See, anyway, everyone's like, okay, talk about something. How about this? Let's take a moment and we'll watch a video and I'll get myself collected and then start asking Patrick all those interesting questions that everybody really wants to hear answers to. So
Sounds good to me, old boy. Sounds good to me.
We'll be right back. And if you're listening to podcast and radio, you're about to hear, it's called Far Away. Is that correct?
Just away.
Away. Okay.
Yeah.
Away. And we'll talk about that too on the other end. What's up, everyone? It is time for me to give you an update on what tickets Music from 412 is giving away thanks to Drusky Entertainment. And the way you can check that yourself is go to musicfrom412.com and click on contest up in our main menu. And you'll find information about how to enter. And I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But upcoming shows we have are the Clarks at the Craft House Stage and Grill on March 23rd. On March 28th, Lil Xan, Alexa Terrestrial, and Slimmy at Enclave. Luca X Resistor with Design the Curse at the Smiling Moose on April 6th. Justin Fabus with the Borstal Boys and Mary Hours at the Craft House Stage and Grill, April 26th. Noble Hops with Half Wheel and special guests One-Eyed Daddies at Jurgles on May 1st. Little Miss Nasty with Whitney Payton at the Craft House Stage and Grill on May 9th. Amy Grant at the Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall, May 14th. Orgy and Cold at Jurgles on May 22nd. And Mr. Joe Jackson solo in the music of Max Champion at the Palace Theater on May 28th. Now, I mentioned I would show you how to enter. It's very, very simple. You click on the event you would like to try and win tickets for. And you scroll down to our sharing area. You're going to click share on the Facebook icon. And you're going to share this page, tagging both Music from the 412 and Drusky Entertainment. You'll come over to this giveaway submission form. You're going to put in your name, your email. You're going to verify that you shared the event and tagged both Music from the 412 and Drusky Entertainment and hit submit. This form simply gives us your email address so that should you win, we can email you and explain to you how to get your tickets. The form and information on it are deleted. We do not keep that for any other use. With that said, make sure you join us each and every Monday night live at 9 p.m. to see if you are the winner. It's that simple. I am going to head back to the regularly scheduled content. See, even in my pre-recorded videos, my head is all over the place. Back to your...
You're not alone. See, would it be? That's in general. That's just how us creative types are. Every creative type I've met, I've never met a creative type that's really, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess different end of the spectrum creatively.
Yes, yes,
but yes, because I can't sing or play anything.
You know what I mean. You're a creative type too, B. You're a creative type too. You know it.
But I can make websites and
exactly
I can edit audio, and I can make video, and I can edit video, and I can
interview people
and
run radio station shows.
And yeah. A while ago, I said to somebody, I was like, holy cow, you know what I just realized? And they're like, what? I'm like, I'm an influencer.
Content creator and influencer. Yes, sir.
I had to delete a comment probably 2 months ago off of a music from the 412 YouTube video because somebody called us middle-aged gatekeepers. It's like, I guess I am middle-aged. The gatekeeper thing, though, I was like, what is that? All right, so Cletus says he's going to send me the song so that we can play it at the beginning.
Awesome. Cool. Hi, Cletus.
Okay, so if you were sitting next to your musical idol and you were allowed to ask that person one question, who are you sitting next to and what is the one question you're asking?
Oh man, that's a hard one. That changes on the daily. I'm gonna say right now. I think like one of the last times I was on here, I said Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, so I'll pick a different one. Whoa. Okay, we'll pick. I've been binging Breaking Benjamin a lot lately. I would ask Ben Burley which he likes better. Does he like writing riffs, or does he like playing guitar? Does he like doing vocals more? Because he pretty much, writes most of the material, most, if not all of the material for the band. So I would go with that, which he actually prefers, playing guitar or vocals. Or if I can ask another question. Oh, no, I'm going to ditch that question. I'm going to go for, do you like writing and recording, or do you like performing more?
So my next question may out you a little bit to people who aren't familiar with you.
Okay.
So you play guitar.
Yes.
And that alone, probably people just went, wait, what? All right. So what is your favorite guitar to play? And why?
My favorite guitar to play? I would have to say my Ibanez electric acoustic. I bought it when I was in college from a small store on Main Street of Butler. I had my eyes on that for months. No, I think it was about a year. I had my eyes on it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I was on break at school. I was like, I'm going to go buy it. And I went, I bought it. And there was another kid that was in one of my classes. I was walking out with it as he was walking in. And I always carried my guitar with me when I was on campus, had it everywhere. We just stop and somebody else wanted to jam. We just rock out. I was playing it by the student center where we had, lunch and, the cafeteria and whatnot. He was like, I seen you bought that guitar. And I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, I was going in to buy that guitar. And I'm like, sorry, buddy, snooze you lose. You can play it a little bit though if you want. Yeah, no, dude, I love that guitar. Oh man, dude, it's just, for an acoustic, it has a real nice rich tone to it, and then the way it plays beautifully for leads and whatnot, because I play both lead and rhythm. It's all around, it's a well balanced guitar. I love it.
On a side note, I now have the song. Cletus is on the ball.
Cletus is the man.
All right, so too many. I lost you for a moment. Got 3 monitors, stuff open on all of them, a bazillion tabs. I clicked on a tab and then I couldn't find you. I'm gonna get the hang of this. This extra monitor has been throwing me off this week.
Once you get her down, you won't know what to do without it. Let's put it to you that way.
Well, I have a plan for it, and it's going to work well once I'm used to it. But until I'm used to it, my cursor's all over the place and I lose things. But anyway, if you could pick someone to collaborate with that you haven't already collaborated with, major or unsigned, which really opens it up for you. Maybe I should say unsigned in this. Let's do unsigned in this area, in this
Unsigned.
scene.
That's a hard one. You know, I know I'm gonna pick Joel from Paradigm. Joel Gerber from Paradigm. Now, with that being said, we have technically collaborated with him on a song, but me and Yeti have to go back, re-record that song, and probably have him re-record his vocals and then put it out. Now that we have Gus Wallner from You Think Music mixing and mastering our stuff now.
Remind me where Gus is from.
Gus, him and his family did reside in Brazil. Just this past year, they recently relocated over to Belgium. That's where they're at now. But yeah, I'm going to say Joel from Paradigm. Joel's he's one of him and I are real good friends. We've been friends for a long time, and he's honestly one of my favorite performers. Dude's got a solid voice. He's got killer range, and he's very fun to watch. Like for me, like I just had them out up at Double Dealing here last month, and it's just like I said, I've been his friend, but it's just fun. Just watching them from the side, when I was running sound and whatnot. Like he's just a fun, you know what I mean? I'm a fan. I'm a friend, but I'm a fan, and that's just exactly what I get when I finally get to jam with them guys every night. So I'm gonna say Joel.
So, being me, I forgot to grab the question from the last guest for you. And I don't have a next guest scheduled. So we're going to skip that part where we linked the podcast because Bill wasn't prepared.
It's been a day. Been a day.
I was going straight. I took another left. But let's see. There's so many things that I could ask and so many things we could talk about. But before I forget, I did mention that I wanted to talk about your song Away. And you know how that goes. I don't have to give you the whole spiel.
The song Away. Okay, so the song Away comes off of the EP, and When the Angels Sing of Our Laments, Our Names Will Spurn Our Final Breath. So that was released with my EP, Good Morning Wrath also. And originally, like Good Morning Wrath was actually, me and Gus did that back in 2022, but I had it in the vault. I kind of wanted I had in mind I wanted to do like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing, because Seethe is mostly known for the, real glitchy, crazy trap metal stuff. And then Good Morning Wrath, when Gus and I worked on that, he made all the instrumentals, and we had like a really good alternative rock, industrial metal type vibe on it. So I met last year a gentleman by the name of Violence Beats from over in I think he's from over in the UK. But anyway, he did all of the beats on When the Angels Sing of Our Laments. And it was the last song I wrote and I recorded for the EP, and it actually closes out the EP too. But it was definitely a different style track, and one, honestly, like I think off that EP, it's the one that's gotten the most love. It's just the song, the whole, it's cliche, but the whole, being on the porch, old in the rocking chair, sitting next to your significant other, and it's just kind of looking back at life, and it's like, man, like we did all this, we had a beautiful family, watch them grow, and then just anything and everything we've overcome. And it's just kind of like looking back, like, yeah. And then it's looking too, like, because there's two things that are definite in life: being born and death.
And die.
It's just kind of looking in the face, death in the face. And it's like I've lived my life. I've lived a good life. Like, I'm here with my PIC, my significant other. Like, we're ready to go whenever the time is. You know what I mean? In a way, it's sort of like a love song, sort of. You know what I mean? But it's
I'm ready to die. It's a love song.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though. Yeah, it's just got that feel. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's just looking back on your life and being like, yeah, we did it. We did the thing.
So we haven't done an episode of Friendly Fire in a while.
Was that
And
where you guys did with the other radio station? Were you back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we tend to play your stuff when we're trying to annoy them because they're not into your stuff, whereas we are.
Seethe is very, very. What's the word I'm looking for? There's really no in between. It's either you like it or you hate it. Like there's some stuff that's more, not quite as crazy, glitchy, distorted, and loud, but like more often than not, I'm kicking your face in, and it's especially annoying if like you're listening to it on a phone. Like, cause Seethe is music that you need to listen to through a good set of speakers to fully appreciate what all is actually going on. Because a lot of it's bass driven. You know what I mean?
So there's an artist from I'm gonna say he's from either Michigan or Wisconsin. I can't remember, but he records under multiple names, kind of like you do. But he created one to be an industrial artist that's called Screwdrivers to Ears, and it was influenced by one of your songs. And I know
you for real?
Yes, and there are like noises, like he's using like kitchen appliances to make parts of the songs. And
what's his name?
Craig Hecht. Hecht.
The name doesn't sound familiar. Okay, all right.
And it was because of the other co-host and I were playing your stuff.
Yeah,
and he also got a little annoyed. That's why I play it because it's different, and then when we play it on there, we're playing it because it's fun to annoy them.
Yes. Yeah, I think.
Please don't take that wrong.
No, dude, I've heard everything in the book. It's pretty darn hard to hurt my feelings over that stuff. Yeah, no, especially like what EP was it? Because I remember you played stuff from Zen Zero, like that was like a real crazy all over the place. And I remember immediately they were just like, you guys are like, they were like,
yeah. That's Rocky from Music 1412. He's always telling everybody, "Oh, Bill's show is a heavy show." I'm like, no, not really. I play some heavy stuff occasionally, but it's not a heavy show.
I would say something that's cool about the Pennsylvania rock show is you're not prejudiced to different kinds of music. You've had all different types of bands and stuff on there.
I have. I've played reggae. I've played.
You've played reggae all the way to Seethe.
Yeah, I mean,
it don't get much more widespread than that.
Bluegrass. It's listen. When you break it all down, it's all based on blues at some point.
Fact. And you're one of the very few people that I hear say that.
And it's. I say it's a rock show, and I said it on this episode. When it comes down to it, it's my show, and I'm going to do what I want to do. But
exactly,
that word rock, it's all based on blues. And if I can figure out a way to point out that the blues was involved in making the song, then it belongs on the show. Which brings us to a good question. You're standing at the crossroads that Robert Johnson was standing at when he sold his soul to the devil to become a great guitar player. Why are you standing there?
Why am I standing at the crossroads?
Yep. What are you going to sell your soul to the devil for? In other words, what do you still want to do that you haven't done yet?
Probably to not be sick all the time and tour the world.
For those of you that are unaware, Patrick was supposed to be at a show tonight,
Yes.
and he got sick.
Yep, I was supposed to be over in Lakewood, Ohio, about 3 hours ago, loading in to play with Messmaker. My buddy's a Messmaker tonight. I was pretty bummed to miss that show, but we'll link up here before too long. Which while they're not from PA, they are from Ohio. You should definitely check them out. Messmaker, all one word.
If you're watching the video, the partial flyer is below me right now.
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to take us both off the screen for just a moment so everybody can see that face that you're making. Just because.
That's how I look every day. That's exactly how I look when I wake up.
So how about 2 more questions, and then I'll let you go on into the night, and I'll start editing stuff in, like the video that you need to send me.
Sounds good, my man.
And get the podcast edited and put it all over the place. It'll be on Roku. It'll be on Music from the 412. It'll be on Rootaroo Radio. .com. Rootaroo.com. Rootaroo Radio. It'll be on buildscene.com. It just everywhere. It's all over social media right now.
We like
you are probably listening to us, but we're on Kick, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. We're just everywhere. Okay. Anyway, now that I told you that we're everywhere, where are the places that you can be found?
Everywhere. I'm on, my music's on pretty much all the major streaming platforms, even the smaller ones like Deezer and Tidal and all that stuff. The main social media platforms that you can find me most active on are TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Yeah. But Bandcamp, buy and listen to music from bands on Bandcamp. Bandcamp pays a lot better than Spotify.
On the first Friday of the month, too.
Yes, especially. But in general, I tell everybody, if you want to buy my music, go to Bandcamp, because that's where I actually, honestly, I was pretty surprised. I made a decent amount of money last year off of music from Spotify and all that. Oddly enough, which I didn't even realize people really still used it, the one that I got the most hits from was iTunes. iTunes and Bandcamp were my top highest sellers last year. Which I was like, people still use iTunes? What?
Apple Music now, but yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. But I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I remember when I first put the PA Rock Show on iTunes, how excited I was that it got accepted there. Yeah. And that was my first big place. Now it's everywhere. It's on iHeart. It's on Google. It's on.
Well, okay.
So you can find it there.
I'm curious. We're gonna look back into history a little bit. Okay, so with that being said, like nowadays, you could record a Seethe song. We'll say that you could record a Seethe song in my attic. You can easily put it out on all platforms. How hard was it to get your podcast like on iTunes and stuff like that back in the day? Because how long has it been on like all platforms and stuff now? At least 10 years, I would assume, right?
Oh, for sure. I couldn't even tell you when I first put it on there. It's been that long.
Was it difficult versus like just signing up to like DistroKid or whatever nowadays?
You had to fill out forms and it had to be approved, and even getting on iHeart is difficult. Yeah. Especially when you're playing music, because they're looking to make sure that everybody's being paid, which is great.
Yes. But that's more hoops and stuff to jump through and whatnot.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that is another plus to merging my radio station with Music from the 412. Music from the 412's platform has it built in, whereas I had to get you guys to sign off and say that I could play it because there's no money being made here. So I can't pay anything out because I don't have anything. So that's helpful.
Absolutely.
So I kind of like that. Are there any other questions you want to know about what I do? We could reverse it a little bit for a few minutes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So you've recently, I say recently because you've been doing the radio stations for a long time. So do you prefer to do an in-person interview or one like this digitally?
So schedule wise, this digital option is way easier.
Mhm.
But back when I first started doing the PA Rock Show, in this room that I'm sitting in currently, bands would show up and play live, and it was a lot of fun. But at the same time, I didn't have 3 kids in the house, and
Thus, that changes
that
things.
so maybe someday I will get back to doing the live interviews, but until then, this is where it's at.
Let me see here. What's another good question? Let me try to think of a good one here. Okay, so you had mentioned about people playing in the living room and whatnot. So what was, band comes in, sets up, plugs in, kind of level checks and everything. But what was the craziest thing that somebody did performing a song in your living room? Did they hang off of something? Were they jumping off the walls? Did a flip off the couch?
So that kind of stuff
Or
generally
it was all pretty low key.
So the performance end of it was pretty low key.
Okay.
But the stuff that was going on in the other rooms,
Yeah.
Or the bass player that used to fight my dog, or the bass player never won, by the way. I mean, there have been songs written in my kitchen. There have been bands that have formed here during the show. There have been bands that have, for the lack of a real word, unformed here. There have been, there was one night a morning when I got up to go to work, and I tripped over somebody that was sleeping on my back porch. In February, that is the bass player that was fighting my dog.
I think I'm seeing a trend with this particular individual.
Yeah, there might have been some libations involved. But a lot of cool things have happened here. But as I look back at some of those, that's why I remind myself that this is the way to do it while I have kids in the house.
Yes, absolutely. So we're just talking about that now. So how long you been doing the radio show now?
The Pennsylvania Rock Show?
Yes.
Since 2004.
Okay. So as an individual yourself, first starting out and getting your feet wet, fast forward all the way to the person you are today. Like, what has changed the most? Like, some people get jaded, you know what I mean? They, like, is it work for you? Is it like do you still like get, giddy and whatnot doing it?
So it's still fun. To me, it's a hobby. I get to talk to people like you and I are having this conversation right now, and other people are just listening in. And sometimes I'll get an interview where I'm like, okay, this is a big deal. Like, I interviewed the new drummer from Kingdom Come a couple weeks ago, who is from Pittsburgh, Matt Muckle. I am going to be interviewing in a couple weeks the touring keyboard player for Aerosmith and
That's awesome. Okay.
Hollywood Vampires and a bunch of other bands that everyone has heard of that I can't think of right now because my head just turned right. But there's things like that come up, or someone that I've known all along and getting to bring them on and here's some new music from this guy that that was on one of the first shows ever, and let me introduce you to some more of the stuff that they've been doing 20 years later. All of that is cool.
Who was somebody that who was a band that you wanted to interview but never got to because they defunct or something?
Wow. I'm sure there are a lot, but I couldn't pick a name out of my head right now. Wow, that's a tough question. So I interviewed a band, but never got to play their music for sure. That I can tell you. That was Science Fiction Idols.
Okay.
Which is funny because a lot of those people are in bands that I work pretty directly with now. Or different versions of bands that went into the sci-fi idols or came out of the sci-fi idols.
Okay.
So like Angelo from Royal Honey was involved in that band.
Okay.
Bobby C. I can't remember if he was in the Science Fiction Idols. I think he was. Rocky from Borstal Boys was in a different amalgamation of that band.
Mm-hmm.
So, I still have their music. They just never signed off on it. So it never got played.
Oh, man.
Although I guess I could put it on Music from 412 now and play because it would run through the licensing there. But
let me see. You want me to keep asking away, or you want to flip the interview back around?
Go one more, and then I'll ask you one, and we'll call it an evening.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay, this isn't my question, but is Deutschtown still a festival?
I think they called it the North Side Music Festival this year. Is that the one they changed the name on?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite? We'll say tri-state area. What's your favorite tri-state area festival?
See, that's an easy one. I'm involved I do the website for Rock for Life.
Okay.
And they do multiple festivals. This is the 25th year. Mm-hmm. I've probably been to 22 of the August shows.
Awesome.
I take photos there. I do the website. One of my students was a benefactor. That for anyone who's not familiar, Rock for Life raises money for children that are fighting deadly diseases every year. Mm-hmm. And multiple concerts. This year there's 2 at Penn Brewery. There is one at Paradise Park. There is one at JB's Roadhouse. And I'm sure I'm forgetting one. But go to rockforlifeconcert.com. Usually it's like multiple bands. And like the August show is 2 days. I think it's $25 to get in. You can camp. And it's a lot of fun. My daughter has sang with Blackridge. She did backing vocals on the spur of the moment with Blackridge at a Rock for Life show.
Blackridge is a good band.
There. I don't know. They just released a song called Sweat. I don't know if you saw the album art for that.
No.
So there are 7 members in the band, Blackridge, and there are 7 individual pictures of them.
That's cool. Okay.
I took 4 of the photos, and Tom Puncher took the other 3.
Is Mike Conrad still play drums for them?
He does.
Awesome. I swear to God, that kid for the longest time, he was in like every band. Like he's always been in different projects and whatnot. Anything he's involved in seems to have some sort of success. So I'm glad to hear the Blackridge is still going. I haven't listened to them and it's been a minute, but that's awesome, dude. Heck yeah.
But hey, here's my last question for you.
Okay.
What's coming up next for you?
Oh man. Well, writing and releasing more music, obviously. we're going to be throwing some pretty cool shows up here in Elwood City at Double Deal'em Deuce. Coming up here, we'll be announcing our next show here probably within the next couple days. We're going to be going out of town and playing some shows. I believe tomorrow there's a big announcement that's about to be dropping with my name in it. So I'm pretty hyped. But yeah, man, just writing, recording, releasing, and playing here and there and throwing shows.
Very cool.
Be it collaborations, EPs. I'm probably going to stick with. Let me see. Last year I think it was like 2 full lengths and a bunch of EPs, but this year we got some cool stuff coming. This year I'm excited. Definitely keep an eye on the Seethe page. And
on Facebook, that's facebook.com/seethpa, SEETHEPA.
Yep.
Look at that. Can you tell me what mine is? Look, see.
I was going to say StreamYard, and I'm like, crap.
Build the Scene Radio. Anyway, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight, Patrick.
Pleasure at being on. It was a pleasure to talk to an old friend. It's been a minute since we've done this.
And for any of you that are new to this, 3 questions in a song, or what did I say? 543 questions and 2,162 songs is on the 1st and 15th of the month. And then the Pennsylvania Rock Show that we mentioned earlier is weekly. That is Monday nights. They are all over the place online, on social media, and various different websites. The easiest way to find out everything I'm doing, though, is go to buildascene.com. And with that said, I'm going to call this one done, and I'm going to go do a bunch of editing, and you'll be able to watch it on the Roku and listen to it on the radio very shortly. Make sure you go to buildascene.com for more information. Music from the 412.com for music from the 412. See how that works? And with that said, my name is Bill, and I will catch you next time.